And before I conclude this morning, a final message, a reminder, really, that the God we serve is the God of all people. In his wisdom, he has created us with wondrous variation, and he has given each of us our own path to walk and our own obstacles to overcome. Let us be a people of compassion, understanding, and tolerance, for as Christ himself tells us,
just cut the woke bullshit and get on with it!
I'm sorry?
We didn't come here to listen to your radical leftist ideology!
As I was about to say, Christ himself tells us in chapter 7, verse 12 of the Gospel of Matthew, "Do to others as you would have them do to you." We call this the golden rule, but there is perhaps a more basic word for it: empathy. Empathy is when we consider the needs and interests and feelings of others before we speak or act. All people deserve our empathy, no matter how different from us they may seem. Just as God has shown grace to us, we are meant to show grace to our fellow human beings, no matter what color their skin may be, no matter what language they may speak or with what accent they speak that language, no matter where they were born, no matter what faith they follow, if any, no matter if their sexual orientation is different from our own, no matter if they are transgender.
Lay off the trans agenda and stick to God's agenda!
What is your problem?
Stick to the Bible!
I just quoted directly from the Bible.
Not my Bible!
This is the exact same edition as the Bible you're holding right now. Literally, your Bible.
Shut up and preach!
Let us also remember that we are not called merely to tolerate one another or to consider one another while making choices in our own lives, but to make our faith an active one, to reach out into the world with charity and love, to help those in need, be they poor, sick, immigrant or refugee, prisoner. Turning once again to the Gospel of Matthew and the quoted words of Jesus, we read, "The king will say to those at his right hand, 'Come, you that are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you took care of me. I was in prison, and you visited me.'"
Jesus is rolling over in his grave!
Jesus continues, "Then the righteous will answer him, 'Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry and gave you food, or thirsty and gave you something to drink? And when was it that we saw you a stranger and welcomed you, or naked and gave you clothing? And when was it that we saw you sick or in prison and visited you?' And the king will answer them, 'Truly I tell you, just as you did it to one of the least of these who are members of my family, you did it to me.'"
Nobody wants to hear this crap!
You are the only one interrupting.
Silent majority!
This feels like an opportune moment to remind ourselves of another quote from the words of Jesus. "Blessed are the meek."
That's beta shit!
Congressman, please.